Yeah, yeah, let's do that.
It is on the record. This call will not go 2 hours like it did last, but I was happy that we muscled through it.
Yeah.
And got all that out, because man, that was a hell of a lot of information that was all in your head for freaking years, and now it's out and it's on paper and it's official. So this call is actually, I really love this call because this goes a little bit deeper into the user's journey, and as entrepreneurs, we don't usually pay attention to this step as much as we should. And this is the user journey. So it's 4 questions. And the more specific we get with answering these 4 questions, the better we're going to be when we start to develop our messaging and our branding and all that good stuff. I just cut my finger, so bear with me. So the 4 questions are, how did each, so we're talking about Andrew, we're talking about Amanda, we're talking about Thea.
Yep.
And we're going to go through each one, but how did they find you? What makes them engage with you? What makes them return to you? And why would they recommend you? So we're going to go each one. So I start with Amanda, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to share screen, so you're just not staring at me typing.
That's cool.
And so we're going to go through each one of these. And so thinking back to Amanda, now, would you like me to bring back to kind of give you a...
I mean, I suppose like the questions themselves, the 4 questions, this is like their experience of my business. That's right. So,
right.
Yeah, okay.
So the first question is how they find you, right? Let's foreshadow.
All right. Let's just Amanda. So let me address. Amanda's the GP registrar. She's pushed for time. She's got a couple of kids. She's under a lot of stress, but she's not allowed to show it because everyone else is saying it's easy, and she's like, shit, you know. Yep. So that's Amanda.
That's Amanda.
Yep.
To the T. So how did she find out about you?
Look, I mean, most likely it's going to be Facebook ads. I mean, most likely.
So Amanda was targeted on Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, they do talk a lot, like probably, yeah. I still think that, or maybe the only other spot is that she saw an ad on, like, when she's typing into her regional training provider. So we have these training providers that are doing the GP training for her, and she might see an ad there. Like I could run an ad on that website, on that search term.
Okay. So where do you think she found you the most?
The most? I'm going to go with Facebook.
Okay. So she was targeted on Facebook.
Yeah.
And what captivated her when she saw the ad?
I'm thinking it's mainly it's like a safety net for her, or okay, this is going to make this way easier.
Aha. Okay, so the ad made her feel that
it's safety net, or it's just like, oh my God, all right, it's finally someone is like actually talking to my problem. Aha. I've got all this other stuff going on in my world, but shit, this exam thing, I just want it dealt with.
Okay.
And
it was the end all. This is some American talk here. End all be all solution to her exam. This was going. Yeah.
Great. I got to pay all this money. I mean, it's just another thing. It's like, okay, that's pretty much handled. If I get this, it's handled. It's like, great. Because she's not at much risk she is a little risk of failing. It's not that risk of failing. It's just like, fuck, thank God that bit's dealt with. You know?
So, all right. So let me just do a little spacing here. Okay. So Amanda was targeted on Facebook. The ad made her feel like it was the end-all be-all solution for her exam. What's the name of the company again?
Graduate medicine. Graduate medicine. Graduate medicine.
Yeah, graduate medicine.
Relief is really the experience for her.
He's going to make it super easy for her. She felt relieved when this ad came through her feed. And then she immediately took action. She clicked on the ad. That's all we want to say. She clicked the ad. All right.
I mean, yeah.
Now, this is where we go a little psychological again. So what makes them engage? So, like, I want to get so specific, Tom, where she spilled her cereal that morning, and when she got back up, the ad was in her face.
Okay.
That was a terrible example, by the way, but you get what I'm saying. So what made her engage with the ad? Something happened that day.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, it's just like she got to lunchtime. I feel like she gets to lunchtime. She's been behind, like she's a half hour behind. She's had a couple of different clients. She had an interruption, two interruption phone calls. So supervisor kind of wasn't that helpful. She's like, fuck. And then the ad is like, I don't know. It just talks to her as
what the ad said?
I feel it's talking to her stress, her overload, but not. It's almost like not about the exam. It's just like need the exam handled. Just do you want this sorted? If I could show you a way to get this thing sorted so it drops down out of your, to-do list, or it's the unknown. It's like it goes from being an unknown experience to a known experience. Almost, it's like, well, here's the clear path. You do these things, you're gonna pass.
Okay, the ad gave her. These are great words, by the way. The ad gave her great.
And I think the other thing that it's hitting like her experience is that she like the training provider isn't meeting her exam needs. It's like,
oh, there we go. The current training.
Yeah.
Is not.
Will being a good GP get you through the exam? Essentially it's like, shit, I know I'm a good GP, but the exam is different, and the training provider is trying to make me a good GP, which they're doing, but it's not necessarily a guarantee that that she passes the exam because of that.
Got it. So it's just like, it's almost like, I don't want to say half-assed, but it's not hitting the real pain points.
Like the training doesn't actually work that well for the exam. It works to make people good GPs, for sure.
Okay. So
but it's not necessarily
because it helps her become a good GP.
So it's like, what about the exam? What about the monster in the cupboard that, shit, is that thing going to bite me in the ass? And because it sucks for these guys when if an Australian GP registrar fails, then it's like, there's all these questions come, well, what have you been up to? Are you, it's really hard for them.
Really? Okay, this is good.
Versus for Thea, it's almost like, oh, okay, I'll get it on my third go. It's not unusual for them to fail, but for GP registrars, Australian ones, that's a big deal. It's like, whoa, what are you? All these questions come up. It's like, and their confidence gets rocked.
Okay.
Big time.
All right, this is the bread and butter I need. This is the juice.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, you're doing really good, by the way. You know your audience way better than you think you do, by the way.
Really?
I told you that on the last call.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now, and this is maybe something that we might not have even thought of.
Yep.
On our first call and on our introductory call. And so what makes them come back to graduate medicine?
What makes them come back? What do you mean? Like they're like an email? Like they subscribe?
Well, here's the thing. So you're looking at this business as like a one and done, like
okay.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I'll see you on the next lifetime.
Yeah.
But there's more to this business than just helping them pass this test.
Okay, gotcha.
And I think you're leaving a shit ton of money on the table here by not doing some sort of follow-up and or potentially some sort of subscription model that's really cheap that will get these folks to be like, it's $15 a month. That's like a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
And they're helping me build this, and now you have this community on Facebook potentially, right? That has this, and now there's hundreds of GPs in this group that you help facilitate that are just crushing it now, and they're all using each other as support and community.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, essentially, the reason to come back is these things called key feature checklists.
Okay. So key.
That is the reason that once Amanda's passed her exam, she still wants to use those key feature checklists because they make their job so much safer, better, quicker, faster.
Okay. So what does graduate medicine do for her? So
basically that product, that key feature checklist is like a one page on a diagnosis. It's one page. It's like she's passed, she's good. She just needs a reminder. Make sure she basically needs checklists. Checklist manifesto?
Sure.
You heard that one? Yeah, it's like checklists for doctors, checklists for GPs. Because the problem is too much information. How the hell do I keep up with this just deluge of information that keeps pouring in? And it's like here, when I'm working, I can just hit that note. So I'm going atrial fibrillation. Yep, cool. We're going to choose NOAC unless there's this. Boom, boom, boom. Great. Refer to cardiology if this is not working. Okay, great. I'm safe. I'm confident.
Okay. So these checklists.
This is the reason to come back.
And now you charge for these?
This came out of the original model to pass the exam. And I was like, what's the one thing that would make my whole business way better was to create these checklists. We're at 190 done. And so that's pretty decent. We're not charging right now.
Why?
Well, we are. They're part of the product, but there's no subscription. The reason they're not done is because they were in these PDFs and it wasn't usable as a GP. So I'm now getting my team to move them all onto the fast websites. Like, okay, click, search, all that stuff. So I'm expecting 4 to 6 weeks that we're there.
Excellent. So and there's 190 of these checklists.
Done. Yeah. And
there are more to do.
There's more to do, man. General practice is enormous. So I split them into core topics, moderate, and peripheral. And I'm like, oh shit, let's all just focus on core. And I think we're at like 75 of 120. And once those core,
Okay.
So this is the problem of medicine. Medicine is so big, and these are the notes. And then if you go to anything else, go to textbooks, you go to anything else, it's just like, oh, it's so slow.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I lose the patient while I'm consulting because I'm trying to interpret all this info.
Oh my God. All right. So a couple suggestions here. Now, mind you, I'm still in diagnosis mode, but we haven't gotten to strategy, and we'll get to that on our next call. But I just want you to start thinking about this. I'm not telling you what to do, but instead of adding these checklists into that initial price, okay?
Yep.
Taking them out of the deliverable completely and using them as a return investment. So now they come back. There's there's going to be 500 plus of these damn things, if not more, right? So what's going to happen is they're going to subscribe $15-20 a month.
Yeah.
And that $20 a month investment is going to make their life as a GP simple.
Yeah.
Yep. And they will have access to these checklists. Now, once they pull that plug, right? This is me thinking like if I had everything in the world, how I would want it. But if they unsubscribed, like they don't get the checklists. I know that we gotta figure out a way to make that happen. And I don't know if it even is possible.
The medicine changes enough that I think as you know, like there's changes coming through, not all the time, but if you drop off at a certain thing, and let's say they downloaded all of the PDFs, because I'm happy, like they download all the PDFs, they've got that, then eventually it becomes stale.
Right.
But I mean, in addition to these, I mean, to me, it would also be about continuing professional development. The other problem, it's more of Andrew's problem, continuing professional development. They just made it much harder to get through CPD, which we have to do. And if I can solve that problem for Andrew, then and that's like events, and that's like, okay, let's come to Byron Bay. That's the other region. It's the community. There is a large community that's free called General Practice Down Under. But, you know, like it's just a brains trust. It's like, hey, I've got this one patient. What the hell? It's weird. You know, what do you think? It's not actually the checklists and go.
Okay.
You know.
So I want to put here, Amanda comes back to GM. We're going to say GM as graduate medicine for the key feature checklist. So these checklists work as frameworks to help her make GP easier. Right?
Faster, easier, stay on time, you know, confidence.
Right. Builds confidence.
Because what happens post-exam is the knowledge falls away and people start running on their, you know, they're not staying up to date. It's hard to keep that. It's just too much.
Okay. So I'm going to just put this down. I'll asterisk it because this isn't put in stone, but I want to put, Amanda signs up for a monthly subscription to gain access to these checklists along with community support with other GPs.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a community of GPs that are all working together.
And because they're using the checklist, that's got to be the difference. It's just like this checklist medicine makes general practice so much better. That is the conversations that they're having. You know, it's like, okay, when you're working through this patient, did you check these 3 things? Here's the, you know, like it's just like, oh wow, this is so much easier than digging into textbooks or like, because Like the brain can only handle it. Like it's like, okay, I'm going to go deep on this one. I'm going to go deeper, and then the other one fell off, and then oh god, now I can't remember. I got to go back, looping around. Yeah,
here's where you're brilliant, Tom. What you did for them, you subtracted all of the nonsense.
Yeah.
Out. That's
subtract. Yes.
Subtraction is our best friend, believe it or not. Right?
Yeah.
And so this is what you're doing. This is brilliant shit, dude. Dude, God bless you. You're sitting on a gold mine here. All right, listen. So now, why would they recommend GM to their other friends or GPs in the making? Or
okay, I think first of all, it makes their life as a GP registrar way easier.
Okay, so Amanda's life as a
GP
registrar has completely transformed how she works.
Yeah, how she works.
Because GM.
Yep.
Fill in the blank. Has been able to wait. I'll help you.
It's simplified her knowledge overwhelm.
There we go. It'll catch up to you.
It got rid of it. Yeah, it's just the key ideas. It's oh my god, I can work with this level of information. They actually know. They know that it's like. I don't know what I'm still looking for that analogy, but it's like they can run a race car instead of a Rolls Royce. You know, like a race car has the structural stuff. It got rid of all of the other stuff. It doesn't have leather. It doesn't have that, but it actually goes fast and it gets the job done really well.
Okay. So Amanda's life as a GP registrar has completely transformed how she works because GM has been able to simplify her knowledge overwhelm. And let me finish my thought. And has given her the frameworks to make her become a great GP.
A great GP.
Right?
In way less time. Like she just basically shortcutted the confidence loop. Like, you know, the confidence for me came, I reckon, 5 years after passing my exams, you know, or whatever, 3 years after. She's already feeling solid. Wow.
Okay.
You know, she's like, you know, like my risk of getting sued, my confidence in dealing with patients is substantial. It went from a 20% to an 85%.
Okay.
In 3 months.
Her confidence is through the roof in just 90 days.
Yeah. Using these things, it's like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Using the
checklists.
Yeah. Using the checklists.
Luckily, it's not KFC. Oh, it is. Do you feature checklist? It is KFC.
It really is. Oh my god! And I'll take a bucket of 9. 9 piece.
Well, that's the thing, because as she uses it, she can actually click through, and it solves a lot of problems. That patient coming in with Google, I think I've got a brain tumor, you know, and they're like, well, you know, let's really go through. Have you got all these things? No. Okay, well, why don't you tell me now what you do have? There's a lot of situation. It solves her uncertainty about what's going on.
Oh my God. It has helped Amanda solve the uncertainty.
And the benefit is she goes home clean. She's not taking work home.
Okay. Let me finish this thought first.
Yeah.
So it's helped Amanda solve the uncertainty of working with patients?
Working with patients.
Okay.
Yeah, of her work. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then continue that thought you just had.
And the benefit is she goes home. She doesn't take work home.
Amanda goes home
clean. She's not taking work home.
Goes home without the work stress.
Yeah.
And her quality of life has been enhanced tremendously. Okay, good. We're done. This one's done.
Cool.
Fantastic job, dude. That was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. All right, let me just get my spacing set up here. All right.
So that's the 4 questions done?
That's it. That's all we need.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're crushing it this time. So this one is
amazing.
This is Andrew.
Okay. Yeah.
And let me just get him up real quick.
All right.
Nope.
So Andrew's interesting.
Yeah, Andrew.
What I got is he's also the specialists. You know, like Andrew's actually also the specialist doctors. They've also got these problems. I was like, God, it's not just Andrew, it's the specialists that are under a lot of stress. And anyway, that was the insight for me.
Okay. So now how did Andrew find out about you?
Fuck. I wonder whether he might actually have seen like a video of me talking about the being like living well as a GP.
Okay, hold on.
It's not really about being a GP. It's like, how did Tom get a fucking awesome life?
Where did he see the video?
In my intuition, I get YouTube, even though there's nothing on there.
Okay, listen. Andrew saw a video on YouTube of Tom talking about how awesome life is as a GP.
As a GP,
right?
Yeah. And
then what else was Tom talking about?
Well, I think it was like it was being an integrated man. There was a maturity. There's a masculinity there. It's like, okay, whatever the fuck you have done, Tom, I want to be where you are.
Okay, so Andrew was very impressed and impressed and intrigued on how balanced Dr. Tom was in his life.
Yeah.
And wanted that.
And it was such a juxtaposition to his reality.
Right.
You know, it's like,
so Andrew was surfing YouTube. This is the important part here. This question. Andrew was searching YouTube, looking for.
He's actually looking for what it's almost like what went wrong. The dream, the projected dream from years ago, he's there and it's not working out.
Right. So
what the fuck is wrong? He's trying to work out what is wrong.
Right. So he types into YouTube he
types in I'm gonna type in doctor midlife crisis.
All right. I love it. All right. That is fucking spot on. That is spot on.
And he's in a private window.
and there pops Dr. Tom.
Yeah, he's like, shit, yeah.
Okay, that is priceless information.
And there's one more. He could be searching impaired doctor is the other search term. Impaired doctor.
Yeah, he's also searching
impaired doctor. He's like, ew, like he's kind of like, shit, am I there?
Okay. To get help.
Yeah.
Understanding here.
Yeah.
What went wrong?
What went wrong?
Right.
Yeah, because he made it.
Yeah, exactly.
He made it, right? He's got it all in inverted commas, but it's something off.
Okay, now what made him engage? Something happened that day.
Something happened. You know what? I reckon someone called him on his notes. You know,
aha! Someone called him out.
Or he's showing up to work hungover. The alcohol got out of hand. He showed up, and one of his colleagues has gone, "Hey, did you drink too much last night? You okay?"
Smelling like booze.
Yeah.
And one of his colleagues called him out.
Well, just sort of say, are you okay? You know that "are you okay" thing?
Right.
I don't know whether you know that. It's like, "Are you okay? How's everything going at home? You know, what's going on for you?" And it wasn't like it was just like, it was almost like the GP, the other doctor didn't really, you know, he's like, "Hey, did something bad?" You know, he's thinking it's just a one-off kind of, you know, mum died or parent died, but in fact it's actually, it's like that. Did you see Spirited Away? You ever seen Spirited Away?
No, but
okay. Well, they go in and they pull this one thing and this enormous thing comes out. It's a really cool scene. The stink.
Oh my God. So there's a show in the US called 911, and it's a really popular show. And so last episode, it was a full moon, and all this weird shit was happening in Los Angeles. And this one guy, they get this call. They go to the house, and this guy's in massive pain, laying on his floor, and it's these two gay guys, and they get the ambulance there, and they get him in the ambulance, and the guy's laying on the gurney, and they pull his pants down because he's about to go, and it's a tapeworm. And the freaking the ambulance guy starts pulling out a tapeworm that's like 7 feet long, and he keeps pulling it out. And as they're pulling it out, they're asking him like what he eats, and it was like they go to sushi like every day. They were doing like all this weird shit, and it was no question how this tapeworm created. But I did not know, and I know this was the movies, this is Hollywood, but I did not know that a tapeworm was like a live worm. Is that real?
That's real. That's freaking real.
Yeah. And so that's what it reminds me of when you said, you know, they go to pull this little thing out, and it's
this little head comes out, and it's just like, oh my God.
That's what reminded me of that. So anyway, all right, not to get off track.
Yeah.
Right,
so he's hurting. This guy's hurt.
This makes him question this scenario.
Yeah.
Makes him question, am I falling off the wagon?
Yeah, am I? Yeah, where's this? He's kind of looking over the prefaces of like, oh, I don't know, you know, that one, that hole down there, don't look so good.
Right. The good news is, we got to make this a positive. The good news is his self-awareness.
Yeah. He can see it.
Yeah. Sees this and wants to make a change.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. All right. Okay. Just want to make sure. I feel like we should. So he found, I want to go just a hair deeper with this one.
Because, you know, I'm getting this feeling of he like, as maybe he watches a little more, and I'm talking about the madness of general practice, like not the madness as in insanity, but it's just like the demands on general practice are so ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, this work is freaking crazy making in itself. There's so much demand, so much pressure. And it's just like, oh, the GPs aren't even recognized. You know, it's like, oh yeah, no, well, I want to see the specialist. I want to see, you know, like it's when the demands on him, and he's just like, fuck, no one taught me any of this stuff.
Yeah. So then, is there
yeah.
a link? There's a link to, there's a link. Again, I like to get specific. There's a link on the YouTube ad. I'm sorry, on the YouTube video that points to the GP. Oh my God, I think I woke up my son. We got a little too excited about the tapeworm.
Okay.
YouTube video that points to the GM website. Okay.
Website. Yeah.
That all right. Now I'm comfortable to move forward. I wanted to get that specificity in. Okay, so now he understands. Well, now we know why he engaged. He got called, basically got called out. His self-awareness kicks in. He's like, I don't want this. This is I'm going down a rabbit hole here. And I do not want this. Like, I like what I do, but where did we go wrong? I need help. All right.
Yeah.
So now what makes him return? So he went through the process and he loved it.
Yep.
And now what makes him come back?
So he actually bought a product?
He bought the product. Oh yeah. He went through.
Yeah.
What did he buy? That's my question. Because if he didn't have to take the exam.
No. He basically bought like lifestyle design, GP, general practice, how to actually master lifestyle desigin for GPs.
Is this a product?
I think it's a training, you know.
Okay. Andrew bought a GM training called Lifestyle.
I don't know if that's the right name, but that's what it's dealing with. It's like, how do you do the GP, the family, the fitness, the meditation, the self-reflection, like the clearings, all of this kind of, it's almost semi-esoteric, but the energetics of general practice that no one's talking about.
I'm picking up that you're a pretty spiritual dude. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, I'm super spiritual. It's almost like the spiritual, what the hell, the spiritual, how to be a spiritual GP, essentially.
Oh my God.
Not real, you know, like it's not quite that, but it's like, here's all these tool sets that are spiritual in nature that really help him in his daily life.
Yeah.
This isn't trying to get enlightened to be the Buddha. This is like, this makes a difference in your world.
Absolutely. So now he buys this training, and what makes him return? So what kind of result so Andrew incorporates the training into his life and receives amazing results. Yeah.
Basically saved his ass, and he's got a taste. He's like, oh my God. All right. He's starting to see results. It really did change his life, but he's actually starting to get weird experiences that he doesn't know how to integrate.
Weird experience. Weird positive experiences?
Weird positive experiences, synchronicities, tingles through the body, psychic experiences, patients, starting to ask. They're picking up that there's a change in him, and he's now he's actually being sought out for, it's almost like, where do you go once he's really rock solid, and he's seeing the patients come to him now for what he's bringing. And now he's like, oh shit, how do I do this for my patients?
Okay, the patients are starting to seek him out.
Yeah.
And
they're like, yeah.
He's now questioning, how can I, what for the patients?
And it's like they're starting to bring the bigger stuff. They're starting to bring the bigger issues in their life. It's not coughs and colds anymore. It's like, shit, my dad's got dementia. I just am laden with sadness. What the hell do I do?
Okay, so how do I help them on a higher level?
Yeah, it's these tool sets for recognize. I don't know. Like
Andrew is seeking I love that word, tool sets.
Yeah.
To
it's almost like, yeah, like does he move into hour consults or half-hour consults that are that are delving deeper into like how does he open them up and bring them back closed so they can go out, but they've shifted something. I don't know. That's why he's coming. He wants more of this. He's like, wow, this has been profound. I am feeling solid in myself, but now the patients are bringing more demands, and it's almost like general practice can't help these guys. It's what I face all the time. It's like, oh man, general practice works great for like 70% and doesn't work great for 30%.
Isn't helping patients to the full potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's starting, all right, well, he's going to have to raise his prices. He's going to have this other section of his life where he's like, okay, you want to come and see me? We can deal with this, but you got to pay. You got to, here's the path. And he's taking them through some kind of training basically for their patients. It's like advanced.
How about needs business training?
He does need business training. It's like, okay, yeah, he needs the product and he needs the training around how to pitch this, how to talk to the patients.
Now let me ask you a question, Tom.
Yeah.
Would that be training somebody on that stuff? Would that be fulfilling to you?
All right. So I have another buddy who does phenomenal Chinese medicine. And I don't know, like, and I kind of like, would it be fulfilling to me? I love his work, and that's where I want to go to. Like that's like one of my goals is actually it's called Bhakti Atsu. It's like shiatsu with Bhakti yoga, which is like intense. It's quite an intense, not intense. It's just a full-on yoga form.
No. My question is, would you want to teach Andrew the business of GP?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Like marketing and pricing and patient management and like time management, like all these problems. Okay. I think so. Yes.
All right, good. I wanted that on record. That's all. I have a science to my madness, my friend. Okay. Why does Andrew recommend GM?
All right. Okay. So he's just like, my life is totally different. I mean, I am living a way better life. It's not without challenge, but I mean, to where he was to where he is now, it's just like, oh man, thank God you guys showed up.
Challenge, but Dr. Tom.
Thank God you guys showed up. He's like, oh, you need to go and see these guys. You need, this is transformational. This makes the whole game so much better. Like this saved my career.
His life because it saved his career. This is powerful stuff. Okay. It's life-changing. The insight, guidance, and wisdom that Dr. Tom shares is life-changing. Life-changing. Okay. Now this is where we have 15 minutes, so I don't want to go on a tangent, but this is a good time to say this. When I went to the GM website before we got on our initial call, there was no Dr. Tom anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
And you are bubbly. Your personality is so big. You are you are such a bro, and if I like you're such a bro, and I would never, and I don't know if you're like this in the hospital or in the office. I don't know if you're like this or not. Maybe not, because you have to, you have to be very professional or whatever, right? Okay. Long story short.
It depends. Like some patient, it's like it will shift with the patients.
I love doctors like that. I love doctors like that. So I had a plastic surgeon come. I had a huge sebaceous cyst on my neck, right? Yeah. Huge. It was like a tennis ball. I was like, all right, now it looks like I have like a vestigial head coming out of I got to get this thing out of here, right? So I went to the plastic surgeon, and he this is a very dry, it wasn't that he wasn't friendly. He was just dry and plain, and I'm here to do a job. And like, is it bedside manner? I don't know. But I just didn't have a warm, fuzzy feeling with the guy. But he did a hell of a job. The scar's small. The guy was precise. And hey, you're cutting on my neck? That's what I want. I don't have to be your best friend. However, my doctor that I see to get my general practice doctor, he's a pisser. I mean, I walk in, he's got me laughing, and like, he just cuts it straight to the, and like, it's a 45-minute consult. Thank God he doesn't get paid by the hour, right? But like, we're in there shooting the shit, but like, he's just got this, like, he's got your personality, right? Yeah. And so here's my point. Right now, GM is this vanilla business that lives on the internet. Yeah. Where there is so much personality behind it because of you. Tom, that's what's going to explode this business. Yeah. Yes, your services are needed, but they want you, man. They do. Yeah. How long you been a GP? Man, 2009 I started, 2009. Yeah, so I'm like 9 years a GP. I'm like, I finished med school 2001, so I've been a doctor for a while. And dude, do you know how many other doctors out there? So when you were telling me that there was a limited amount of client for you, I didn't believe it. Yeah. I didn't believe it because there was so much more to what you do. There's different levels, my friend. Yeah. And you're just scratching the surface, bro. Like, honestly. And I'm just like, this, and I am so happy that you made the decision to go through with this training. Because man. Yeah. When I tell you, because I'll be honest with you, when we were on that sales call, like, Emma was not bought in. She was not sold. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I got to focus on Tom. And so, and I saw you come in and out of your yeses and nos like 3 times. Yeah. Listen, and there was a couple of things I probably wouldn't have said again because I might have been a little coarse, but I'm so glad that you did it because this is what people need to say. And if I were to tell you all of this on that call, yeah. Right. You know where I'm going with this, right? Like, you wouldn't see the value in it. But now you threw $5,000 up against it and you were like, oh shit. Like, I'm all in. And like, now it's worth something to you. And that's what I'm trying to say. So, all right, I got a question for you, but I got to hold it because we got to bang through this. Let's go through this one. So this one is Thea. And Thea is the judge. Yeah. Thea. Stop. And then she's the judge. The judge, that's right. Okay. And then how did Thea find you? She got told by another a previous client. She got told. They're talking. And she was like, it was a previous IMG, International Medical Graduate. She passed through our course and she's like, you got to do Tom's course. And so it's word of mouth. She said. And then, let's say she went to, I reckon she types graduate medicine into Google. Okay, so Thea types graduate is that happening? Anyway, graduate medicine.
She's like, or even she might even type in my name
to Google, or I said and types in Dr. Thomas. Is it THOM?
It's THOM. Yeah, AS.
Dr. Thomas Raleigh.
ROLLEY. Yeah.
And discovers.
Yeah.
DM. Now, that's fine. Now, why did that person refer her to you? The IMG.
Because of the thinking. She comes because of how to think like a GP, how to think for these exams.
Thea was talking to her friend and stressing out about learning how to, or should I say stressing out about how
to think through these exams, essentially, is what they don't know how to think. They've been taught rote learning, and it's like, that's not going to work. You need to know how to think. So the IMG tells her that DM helped her. What? It helped her, but learn. Essentially, it's like how to do clinical reasoning in the exams, how to put down the answers, the right answers, like
reasoning. Yep.
Clinical reasoning. So clinical reasoning is a difficult skill.
During the exam, I want to make sure that I get this right.
Yeah, it's like here's the answers, how to work out the right answers for the exam. Essentially, it's actually the KFP, the key feature problem exam. That's the one they can't pass. They're like, okay, you need.
Did Thea fail this exam once before?
Yeah, she's failed it once. Let's put her down as she failed it.
KP.
A KFP, key feature problem. They're called key feature problems. Okay. And it's a weird exam.
Key feature problem. It sounds weird. All right.
It's
Thea failed it once, and
she doesn't know what to change.
Aha! Huge.
They don't know what to change. They're just you just repeat and fail, repeat, fail, repeat, fail. They're like, they cannot work out what is wrong.
Thea can't work out what the hell is wrong. Ooh, this is powerful stuff. Okay, cool. That's a great reason to engage you.
Yeah.
I'd say. All right. Now, Thea, what does she buy?
I think she buys the exam accelerator. She buys like the program. She buys it's currently called General Practice Exam Accelerator. She buys that program, but I don't know. You know what she really wants is small group coaching, but I've resisted that. But she buys small. Let's say that she buys the program and she buys the small group coaching.
Okay. And buys a small group coaching package. Okay. Now, what makes the return?
Oh God. So she passes her exams. I'm going to say that she continued her subscription to the checklists.
Okay. Okay, so she passed her exams.
She passes her exams
and comes back.
She comes back.
Purchase the subscription.
Subscription, because she, you know what, she doesn't want what Andrew wants. What she just wants is to really help her patients as a great GP. She's not interested in any of that. She just wants to go to the capacity of general practice as a Western medicine thing. She just wants to be a really great GP, and her patients essentially love her. So there is no expansion into the spiritual. It's just like, she is a great GP. Her patients love her, and they're like, even though she's Indian, her Australian patients love her. Like, that's what she really wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's a rock solid. She knows her stuff. She's really good. She's not interested in any of the woo woo.
Okay.
She just wants to be. She's like, I don't know. Really, it's continuing professional development.
Okay.
High quality continuing professional development in general practice.
She wants continued professional development, and DM and Dr. Tom have the insight, guidance, and wisdom to help her.
Yeah. And particularly if she can get access. So for a while I did access to specialists. Like, I would do interviews with specialists, and that access is something that's probably way easier for me to get, particularly if we've got this whole business that's generating money. But if they can get access to the specialist, not like, here's a download, here's 45 minutes with the guru on asthma, and it just clarified, like, she's already got the checklist, she wants to go, and now we're going to drop into the specialist stuff. That's really helpful. And she's like, I just watched this training on asthma with the guru,
Okay, so that I think that falls under continuing professional
development. Absolutely, yeah. That's still CPD. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, why does she recommend? So she drinks the Kool-Aid like her IMG friend, and now she's like telling all of her doctor friends, you got to check.
All right. So not only does it work, the reason it works in the exam is because it works in real life as a GP. I didn't just make it up, it's like, the reason that the model works is because it's what's going on in general practice.
Thea finds that the DM model works because it's what happens truly in real life, and not just the exam.
Not just the exam. Yeah.
I'll explain that. Okay. And so now Thea's on top of the world now. Thea feels invigorated. What does she feel? She feels respected.
It's almost like there's this secret inner glow in her.
Thea feels.
She shows up on time. She's got her records are done well. Her reports are done well. She's on top of all of the business side. You know what? She also, she's actually private billing. She's actually charging what she's worth. She gets really good results for her patients. That she's actually. No, like, she goes to work 3 days a week and she loves it. It really fulfills her. That part of her life, the cup is full.
Her work is so fulfilling. She's just elated.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a raving fan, essentially. She's just like, whatever we offer, she'll buy. She comes to Byron. She loves it. Maybe not Byron. Whatever.
She's now a raving fan of DM, and tells all her friends, she found it. Right?
And there's a, like she starts to teach, like she's not trying to become me, but she's really helpful for other, that she almost goes to being a GP supervisor. Some of these guys actually really find a lot of value in GP supervision. So that's where she's supervising a registrar.
Oh, is she now that position?
Yeah, let's say that she's passed the exam, she's gone to the CPD, and she actually wants to go, okay, you know what, I want to give back. And it kind of naturally just arrives for her, but she's like, okay, I want to be a GP supervisor, and it's like, okay, have you guys got anything about GP supervisor? It's part of CPD really as well, like kind of not, but it's like she starts teaching naturally. I suppose, like, it's like, okay, and it's just like, okay, this is how you think, this is how you deal with it, let's use the model, okay, go there. Like, this model goes out to the community of GPs, and they're like, fuck, this thing works well. It works really well in teaching, is actually.
I see. So you inspired her so much that she's now a GP supervisor, which has elevated her career.
Yeah.
Her career. All right, this is powerful stuff. Okay. So I'm going to save this. So my last question is this. So we're rocking this. So I'm going to get you a link to call number 3. That's prioritization goals.
Yep.
We're going to start to map out what exactly should we be physically paying attention to and focusing in on after these calls to make it happen. Right.
Yep.
But my question to you goes back to that day when the 3 of us were on that call.
Yep.
What was it? Because I like your spirituality, and I'm just so curious. I have to ask, what was it that brought you over and said, I got to do this? Okay.
All right. So there's 2 parts to it. One is, it was almost like a puppeting experience for me. Like, I was almost like God came in and said, this is the next, you must do this. There was that aspect of it. But the second part is like, I'm just like, fuck this. If I don't, I can't keep living the zombie. I'm like, all right, I'm all in. I'm just like, let's just chuck. If this is what it costs, like, something has to goddamn change. I can't keep going like this bloody business that it's taunting me. It's like, it gives all these illusions of, yes, this is $1 million business. Yes, this is things. And over here, maybe there's my secret fears. Fuck it, I don't care. I'm like, let's do this. All right, I don't care. If this fails and it goes nowhere, all right, well then, that's pretty much that's my goal for 2018. Either this thing has to die and I go back to GP, but I don't think that's what's happening, or I'm just like, okay, let's go. All right, this is, and the second thing was, am I solving the right problem? Was the question mark for me. And I think, am I solving the right problem? I don't even know whether this is the right problem. I think it is, but I'm clearly not talking to the message is not hitting it properly, and there's something missing. I mean, I don't know.
We dug very deep the past 2 calls.
Yeah.
We dug very deep, and there is a problem.
Yeah.
There's potentially 3 problems. And three different individuals have 3 different problems, right?
Yeah.
And DM is the solution. And so there's a couple missing links that now you're on the other side I can share with you. One is you're not part of the equation enough.
Yep.
And you need to be, because that's a cookie cutter website right now. But when we bring in your personality, now it's unique.
Yeah.
Now it's different from everything else. That's power. That is change. Okay. That is something that nothing, like your competitors are not doing that.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to rock it. And that's where you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. So the reason why I ask you that is because there's so many other people in business that are being taunted, being pulled in 50 different directions. They're not confident in themselves. And I'm not saying that you weren't confident, but they're looking for the guidance because they know they're not going to do it on their own. They're looking for something to tell them that this is the direction to go. And I'm just so happy that you actually took action on it.
Yep.
And because it's so different on the other side, and people need to see that. And if you didn't take action, where would you be?
I mean, it's just more of the same. I mean, literally, I mean, to not take action either. I mean, shit, where else do I go? I could have gone to other kind of, I mean, basically the Greg Hickman, I was like, maybe, but without the branding, without the messaging, none of that really works. Even all of Frank's work, I mean, he kind of touches on branding a little bit, but not like this. And I don't think I ever would have got this. I never would have done this. The chances of me doing this, what we've just been through, are zero. I mean, seriously, Henry, like there is no, I mean, I just don't have the capacity. I mean, I've already got a full life. Unless, you know, God just dropped it on my desk and said, here's branding, this is your problem. I don't see how I was going to get this. And therefore, the messaging continues to be a problem. We redo the website, it's still not fixed, and then we struggle along, and it's a bloody miracle people buy. And actually,
So-
you know, like, I almost...
Yeah. Can you imagine when you tighten up the copy and you tighten up the message and you tighten up the brand?
Yeah.
The brand, what that's going to do, like, it gives me goosebumps. I got another call, so I got to jump. After this call, I'll send you the link. Let's get call number 3 scheduled ASAP, and let's keep this ball moving.
Perfect.
All right, guys.
Perfect, Henry.
Have an
All right,
awesome
love it,
day.
man.